Hi, I'm Alison Fennell. Welcome to my YouTube video channel. I really enjoy helping people learn to paint watercolour, and I specialise in doing beginner tutorials. And so if you've got any questions about how to set up, starting to learn watercolour, like what equipment to buy, what materials to use and things like that, just pop me a comment in the comments box and I'll answer you there, or you can email me at the email address that's in the description. Okay, basically I believe in keeping things simple. I don't buy all the newfangled brushes and things like that. I just stick to a basic kit. I think that the less distractions that you have, the better you get on with watercolour, because it's complicated enough. Okay, so enjoy this video and see you in the next video clip. Thanks. Hi there. A few video clips ago I did a little bit of a warming up exercise and a loosening up exercise using my favourite thing, banana leaves. So some of you might remember that, and I know a lot of you did actually go off and then have a play around with your favourite things, and some of you emailed me and left comments. So it's great to hear that it helped a lot of people. So what I did after that, I had ordered a Khadi paper, a book called Khadi. It's an Indian paper. They're very long fibres and it's 100% cotton. It's a lovely paper, and this book I ordered in order to fill it full of banana leaves. But what I did before that came, I went on the net and I researched some banana leaves and I printed some banana leaves off. And what I did then was, I didn't copy them exactly because that would be breaking copyright probably. What I did was I drew a sort of composite, I don't know if you can make this out, a composite, sort of out of a lot of the banana leaves. I pinched a leaf from this image, a leaf from that image, and I sort of built this pretend banana tree, with leaves in shapes that I liked. Okay, so I drew that onto paper. And then what I did to help in the creative process is I then traced it onto very fine tracing paper. And what I find with a lot of people is they say, oh, I haven't got time in my working week, to draw something, spend ages on a drawing and then go to paint it in watercolour only then to ruin it. So I see nothing wrong with tracing a drawing that you've already made, because you've already done the freehand drawing, part of you is in there. Put it on tracing paper, and then if you so wish, you can then, trace it down onto a blank sheet of paper. Let me just get in here. You can then trace it down onto a blank piece of paper wherever you want to paint, using either TRACEDOWN or Saral, that's another brand make, or you can make your own TRACEDOWN, as I've got here, and I've got a video clip, it's in the description, on how to do that. I show you how to make these at home, so you can see the video on how to do that. So what you do is, you pop your trace down there, and say, put your banana leaves or whatever is your love at the moment on the page there, and trace it down somewhere. Maybe you'll want all of it or part of it, just to trace it down, and then get on with the watercolour, get your creative juices going. You can do that. That's a time saver. I don't think there's anything immoral about that. Similarly, if you really haven't got time and you just wanted to trace something directly, well do it. If your focus is on watercolour, just get the image down however you like. No one's going to shoot you for that, and then get on with your watercolour. That said, I do advocate learning to draw as a skill of its own, because it's such a lovely skill. And it's very satisfying and gorgeous. So the two things work, learn to draw for your own sake if you wish, but there's no harm in tracing things down if you are pushed for time and you really want to get on with your watercolour. I started watercolour 25 years ago and I couldn't draw a tree, I couldn't draw anything. So I had to trace things for about 5 or so years, but then over time I started to learn to draw. Okay, so let's get back on, and so now I draw well, I feel, and I'm happy with my drawing. You can always improve, but now I can draw. So things do take time. Okay, so to get back to the banana leaf project, I have some good news to report in that I've actually done 3 banana leaves paintings, which I've enjoyed doing. And again, these are warm-ups. They're not meant to be finished paintings, but you know what? I'm really enjoying filling this book. So it's inspiring me to maybe do it for other subjects as well as time goes on. Let me just put a better light on this. So without further ado, if I can just show you what I've done so far. And this was done, remember, using the carbon pencils. Carbon as opposed to charcoal, as opposed to graphite. Alright, and a link to carbon pencils will be in the description of this video. Now, the first one was that one, and I just used Brilliant Purple by Schminker watercolour tube paint, and I did a lot of this bobbling and doodling in the corner. I just sort of felt compelled to do that partway through, and I enjoyed doing that one. I left the leaves white, and I did a lot of rough black work, you know, while it was still moist. So at some of the edges where the moist paper touched the dark carbon going on, we get a smudgy, sort of musty looking effect, which appeals to me. And at the end of the day, you've just got to do what lights your candle, as they say, and what makes you happy. So then I went on to blue then. I just picked cobalt turquoise, and then I went for a little bit of Windsor yellow at the end. And I don't know if you can notice, but the background is much whiter. What I did was I painted the whole thing in white gouache. See, that's almost brilliant white. And I did that after I'd done the leaves. I did the leaves first in the green and the carbon. And then I went in with this white, pure white, to really push the green leaves, you know, forward. And then I sort of felt like doing these little balls and little spheres and little bobbly sort of effervescence around. I don't know why, it just came to me. And then I did some that were a bit dark, and they were too dark. So then I pressed the tissue on them to take the strength of them out. So I zoom in on that. So all of this pottering and idling and messing about with your subject helps you dig deeper and to find the real you. You can find yourself in one subject, you know, if you go deep enough and you give yourself some parameters, like I'm sticking to the same size book, the same size page every time. I'm only using a carbon pencil. Okay, so there are some limitations. And then my last one is this one, which is very rich compared to the other two. What it is, I painted the whole thing in Nickel Azo by Daniel Green, gorgeous colour, and I let that dry completely. And then I drew my banana leaves then on top of that yellow gold ground, and I felt that I wanted to use magenta, so I used permanent magenta in these back leaves here. Then I did a little bit of graphic sort of doodling came upon me, so I did those funny shapes there. I don't know what they are, I don't know. And then I wanted pink, so I added some white gouache to my permanent magenta and did this foreground leaf and the stalk. And then I did some twirling of my brush. I just put the brush on and just twirled it 360 and got these funny little sort of groovy spheres, which sort of remind me of the 70s for some reason, and I really like the 70s. That's the era in which I grew up. So there are some more spheres there. They look like sort of planets, you know, lurking in the background of my banana leaf page. And the whole thing makes me feel really happy. So that's where I am so far with the banana leaves. And what I did was, as I worked, to show you this, in order to not cause the page underneath to buckle because of the moisture maybe coming from there, I just got a piece of plastic. This is a file divider, a file thing, and put it there. So you can paint away merrily, you know, when that plastic sort of stops the paper underneath buckling. Funny thing is though, as it dried naturally, because I obviously left that there for it to dry, as it dried naturally, it dried back almost, you know, flat. This is 300 GSM paper, £140 paper. So it's quite thick. And then I shut the book, and everything stays beautifully flat. And what I'm loving about this is in a few weeks' time, you know, I'll probably have about, oh God, at least 40 or 50 banana leaves in there. And this will be called Banana Drama, I think, because it's given me a lovely avenue for exploration of one of my favourite subjects. So I'd recommend to you to, you know, get a sketchbook of whatever type you like, whatever size you like, whatever paper you like, and just focus on one thing for quite a long time and see where it takes you, and it'll probably take you home to yourself. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.